So
Yeah,
Sheila, what's
so
going on here? 571 extra deaths to be precise in Alberta between November and December of last year. What's the deal?
that's the thing. What is the deal? Nobody is explaining these. So yeah, this data is available on StatsCan. And what really put me onto it was I saw this article in this CBC, I think it's CBC Nova Scotia, and their data is really slow to come back. And they had in Nova Scotia, they had over the course of September and October 2022, 304 excess deaths. Now, excess deaths or excess mortality are deaths over and above what would be considered normal. So they factor in, how many people die of illness, accident, car crashes, all those things. And then they sort of take the average based on the population. And then if there's more or less, it's worrying. It's indicative of a trend. Now, one of these people who does COVID modeling, Dr. Moriarty, sounds sinister. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. That is her name. She said, well, maybe these are opioid deaths. But the province said, I think it was like 60 some odd opioid deaths. So that's a lot in a very small place. So that's still 250 people extra people have died. We're out of the height of the pandemic. So what's happening here? What's going on? And they're not explaining it. And Dr. Moriarty said, we better come up with a reason to explain it, because it's definitely not the reasons those vaccine skeptics are going to say. But I don't know why it's happening, but it's definitely not the reason they say it's happening. What? Like, pick a lane, lady. You can't say it's not the thing that everybody else is saying it is if you can't tell me what it actually is. So then I thought, okay, well, Statistics Canada has this data. I'm going to go poking around for it. I want to know what's happening in Alberta. I want to know what's happening in some of the other provinces that had the fresh data that came in. In BC, it was 787 excess deaths. Now, some of those, of course, are related to the opioid crisis. And I think it's only going to get worse because Justin Trudeau has decided that it's pretty well legalized hard drugs and the sale of hard drugs in BC. So I think it's only going to get worse there. What did I have? In Alberta, I had 571. In Quebec, I had 438 excess deaths, unexplained deaths over and above the average. And we're out of the pandemic. So these are not COVID deaths, but they're not telling us what they are.
Why the secrecy, especially from a government, I believe it was Justin Trudeau on election night in 2015, who claimed that this was going to be the most transparent government in Canadian history. It's proven to be the precise opposite. So why the secrecy?
There's a reporting lag a little bit. So some of these could be opioid deaths, but a lot of these provinces are pretty good with their opioid poisoning deaths, especially since, there are lawsuits brewing against some of these companies, these drug companies. So there's a lot of accuracy in reporting around opioid poisonings and deaths. I don't want to speculate and get us kicked right off of YouTube, but I think people know where I'm going with this. And so I don't know if they don't want to cause mass panic, but people are going to fill in the blanks on their own. So you better start telling them why this is happening.
Maybe we should divert to Party Game mode. Do you remember Party Game back in the early 70s? It was a game show based on charades.
No, I was born like in 79.
Well,
David.
There's reruns, but where we talk in charades, 2 syllables, and we try to get past the YouTube censors that way. And
I know
that might be too complicated.
I don't know how to do this like in interpretive dance. I'll dance like a spike protein. I'm a spike protein. I'm headed to your heart.
Interpretive dance. Where's Underdog Lady when you need her? But Sheila, we should get to some of those chats that you mentioned.
Yes, I'll get to those. But yeah, I just wanted to mention those numbers because you look at these numbers, every single one of those is a family. And a lot of those people, if Dr. Moriarty would allow me to speculate, some of those people are people who thought they were doing the right thing or who were who thought they were taking some sort of prophylactic medicine against unemployment. And no, some of them may have paid the price with their lives. And I think I said what I wanted to say without actually getting us kicked off of YouTube. But anyways, next time I'll work on my, like, I'm a spike protein dance. I'm headed to your heart. I'm going to cause a stroke.
Oh, the way she moves, the way she grooves.
Yeah. I'm ruining your menstrual cycle. I'm a spike protein. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, God.
Let's keep going. Oh, God, somebody's going to clip that. I regret it already. That's a clip from something we call Rebel News Daily. It's our daily live stream hosted by my friend David Menzies, but the show also includes a rotating cast of hosts and special guests, including me. It's a great way for us to talk about the news of the day as the news is happening in an unscripted fashion, and it's an awesome way for you to interact with us as well. We stream every weekday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Mountain, wherever you find Rebel News. See you there.